What are your real-life horror stories? Do you feel a creepy sensation when you believe someone is staring at you? You look over your shoulder, and there is nothing but the gentle breeze. On a trail I hike a few times a year, this feeling has me every time I approach a particular area. It is a 3-kilometer section of sheer terror. In this area, the terrain is in a state of perpetual transformation, not from human intervention, but from nature's capricious hand. Trees often fall across the trail, deer often cross in front of me, and the proliferation of wild boar prints sends chills down my spine. Every time I hike this part, I find myself hastening my pace, eager to leave its foreboding clutches behind. But the reward of surviving this eerie part is well worth it. There, at the end, is a breathtaking valley, reminiscent of a Grimm's fairy tale, where nature is the only worry. On my last hike, I steeled myself to hike through the notorious horror section once more. With the first step, chills ran through my frame, and I strode hastily on. Just as I was trying to conquer the fear, a deer suddenly emerged, standing in front of me. It did not just cross, it halted, looking me up and down as if to say, "Hey, human. Stop. Turn back and never return." But I would not yield. I had already passed 80% of the horror zone, and the magical countryside was only a few meters away. In a burst of determination, I cut off the path and forced my way through the forest to get away from the deer. It worked, but as I entered the next zone, the feeling of being watched began to creep up again, growing stronger with every step. I kept glancing over my shoulder, hoping to see nothing behind me. A few kilometers along the road, I began to collect myself, thinking about my next resting place. And, of course, my worst fear came to pass. Torrential rain had transformed the little stream I was passing alongside into a foaming torrent, flooding the road I had to take. With the temperature at freezing, wading through icy water was an impossibility. With a deep valley on all sides, my only choice was to go back. Panic coursed through my veins because I had only 2 hours to sunset, and already I had spent over 3 getting to this point. I had to run, regardless of the snapping of twigs and rustling of leaves that were closing in on me. I was only concerned about one thing: my car, my keys, and when I could open the door and escape this nightmare. I never wanted to return to that part of the forest again.